Hello, Cherries. Welcome to Live Cherries Sunday, episode 134. In this video, I'm going to show you the best exercise, the best guitar exercise for speed and precision. So, we are live here on Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with me. As usual, I'll put a timestamp right in the description when the lesson's going to start in a minute. First, I just want to say hello to my friends here in the chat. Paul, what's up? Give you a round of applause. Thanks for hanging out with me here on Sunday afternoon, 12 o'clock. What are you guys drinking out there today? I know I got my coffee. Well, what remains of it. I know it's beer o'clock out there somewhere. So Scott Olson, this ought to be good. Yeah, for sure. Give you a round of applause. And this idea really came just the other day. Somebody posted a little thing here where it was actually did I save it? It's where'd that message go? Anyways, posted they wanted a lesson on speed and accuracy, and actually here it is right here. Here's the comments. It's from Henry Guitar from TikTok. So it said, Jerry, I really like your videos. I was wondering if you can make a video about good exercises to help build speed and precision for soloing. Well, Henry, this one is for you. And morning, y'all. Got the SG going on today because the SG was my most recent guitar that was set up, and it's playing really good. I mean, they're all playing really good, but this one was just set up, and for this particular video and exercise, I wanted it to be, set up right, not really fretting out. After the experience I had last night at my gig with my bass and the humidity, all my strings just kind of, the neck just kind of gave out a bit. So this one's right on. And so basically what we're going to do today is something really, really fun. And it's something that I learned like quite a while back. And I guess I was 17 when I learned this. And it's nothing new. You've probably heard this before, but it's basically we're going to be working on just like the first 4 frets at a time. 4 frets at a time, starting on the first fret. And we'll do something with a metronome that I have set at 60 beats per minute. It's very slow. You can even take it slower, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna build up after you get it really clean. So we'll start with like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do a 1, 2, 4, 2. 1, 2, 4, 2. And sorry I don't have any graphs up here, but you'll see that this 1, 2, 4, 2, it's just your first finger, your second finger, your fourth finger, your second finger. 1, 2, 4, 2. 1, 2, 4, 2. 1, 2. So basically this is like a 16th note. 1, 2, 4, 2. 1, 2, 4, 2. I'm hitting 4 notes between Batman. I'm hitting 4 notes in between this beat. Click, click. So that makes 16th notes. So 1, 2. And you go up all the different strings. Do it on the B string. So starting with the first one, it would be then. So, yeah, so that's basically what we're going to do today. Now, the important thing is that you really have to relax when you're doing something like this, because, when you have all this tension in your hands and in your arms, that really slows you down from really getting the most out of your speed and accuracy right there. So relaxing both hands. Breathing is really important. Not only to survive, but to really be in a relaxed state to focus on this. So we'll start slow, but the thing we want to do is we want to articulate the notes. We want them to ring out. I don't want to choke them like if I was muting right here. I really want them to ring out while keeping the rest of the strings quiet. That's what I'm doing. I'm muting the rest of the strings. I'm just leaving open the E or whatever string I'm playing. So if you're enjoying this video so far, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, gotta go with the hot hand. Cool, that's the Batman theme. There's that, it's like a something like that. Probably gonna get a copyright claim now over that. So thank you very much, Ozman. So clarity is what we're going for here. With clarity comes speed. You really don't want to be fast and sloppy, you know. I'd rather be slower and clean and articulate the notes properly. So I'm really kind of. It sounds like the. That's like the meow 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 commercial. Although this is a chromatic line. I'm really articulating. You know. And you can do it on one string until you get it clean, and then just build up to the next string. So eventually, you're going to be going just up all the strings. But doing it in time, like this. And down. I'll switch the camera here so you can see that a little closer up. Okay. So, Twilight Zone. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey Boyle. Give a round of applause. This camera angle set's kind of difficult, so I'm actually just gonna take that out of there so I can be more comfortable and have the headstock go up here, so you can see it a little bit better instead of having it go down like this. So the SG is a little weird because SG is a little neck heavy. So, you know, you want it to be like in a position where you could let go and relax both hands and just place your hand on here without having to hold up the neck as well. Sometimes on neck heavy guitars, as you can see, it kind of drops a little bit, which is a pain in the butt, but it's okay. So yeah. So, okay. So we're going to, and basically this really helps with tremolo picking, because what you're doing is you're alternate picking. You're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So basically, you're tremolo picking. So working with this exercise, you're tremolo picking. And I'm trying to really hear the notes, each note, instead of choking. And I'm also just using my wrist. I'm not really moving my arm, my full arm, like this. I'm using just the wrist. you can see, kind of like keeping the arm in one position. It's all in the wrist. That's how you really. I think that's how I really built up my tremolo picking. By doing this exercise very slowly. Okay. So that's the first one. Now we're going to do a 1, 2, 4, 2 like this. 2, 4, 2. And what's really cool about these different exercises, because this 1, 2, 4, 2 comes in handy, because this particular pattern, you do that all the time when you're playing solos. You may go, right up here, you may do the same thing. 1, 2, 4. You do that a lot, so that's what's really great about this exercise, is that it's not for nil. It's not for nothing. You may do that, put that in your playing. So with the same thing. Hello, Ritesh. What is happening? Give you a round of applause. Thanks for hanging out here on Sunday. So check this out. Here's the second one. 1, 2, 4, 2. Then you have 1, 3, 4, 3. 1, 3, 4, 3. And if you're confused about this at all, it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Right up the frets. First fret, second fret, third, fourth. 1, 3, 4, 3. So this one's 1, 3, 4, 3. 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 3. So this really is a great exercise. I learned this when I was 17, and I started taking guitar lessons. I took a couple of guitar lessons when I was 12 from Scott Goodman. Rest in peace. He was just amazing. It was 1982, and I was 12 years old, and I'm driving to the orange groves to get some oranges. I see this music store, and I go in, I see this guy playing just like Eddie Van Halen. I was blown away at 12 years old to see this, and he showed me some Van Halen songs. But it wasn't until 5 years later when I took a couple of proper guitar lessons, and my teacher at the time, his name is Wesley B. Wright. He was the original guitarist for the Miami Sound Machine. He showed me a bunch of stuff, and he showed me this exercise, and I probably played it for a while doing this, and it's still really good to practice this for your tremolo picking, for your alternate picking, and to build up speed and precision. So going through these different fingerings. Actually, I was riding on a bicycle and I had my friend on the handlebars. I wasn't driving. Actually, I was driving at 13, but don't tell anybody. So 1, 3, 4, 3 sounds like this. Then we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops. cool chromatic line. Okay. Now, you reverse everything. You're going to go 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3. So you got. Here we go. Such a good exercise for string skipping too, with alternate picking. Because you can sit here all day and just do it on one string. And because it's 4 notes, it's even, so you're going to be on a downstroke each time for the root note. That's a good practice right there too. To emphasize the beat 1, emphasize the 1 of the 16th note. 16th notes. So you got. Then do a 4, 2, 1, 2, like this. So if we run through the whole thing, it sounds like this. I wanted to do 1, 2, 4, 2. I just went through all of those. So, great exercise. Let's see, get some comments here. Scott Olson had a blast. Had a blast. That's what I'm thinking. Had a bass teacher who showed me this exercise, which then I applied to guitar. Didn't use a beat though. Okay, well that's very cool. Using the beat is very important. Being in time. Because you could sit here, without a metronome and just kind of. And it's okay. But practicing it in time is going to give you more control, a little more discipline to hear if you're really articulating properly. So just get yourself a cheap metronome. Even on your phone, there's lots of metronome apps that you can get for free. Buy yourself some kind of metronome if you don't already have one. And I have heard of the spider exercise. Yeah, definitely have heard of that. It looks pretty cool. I think I've tried it a few times. I have my own kind of things, kind of like, I know it's kind of like a weird thing. That's not the spider exercise, but it is a good exercise. Something like this. It's a pretty good one. if you were to alternate pick it. Bizarro. Mondo Bizarro. So, all right. Hopefully you're enjoying this so far. If you are, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I like groovy stuff. So, what we can do is, you could sit there and just do what I just did, and it's a great warm-up. But really, how you're going to benefit from this is to take it up the fretboard. Because as you see, the frets, they get narrower and narrower as you go up. Your fingers don't get narrower and narrower. Your fingers stay the same, so you're constantly, you have to just keep that in mind as you're going up the fretboard. So you can do an exercise like once you do the 1, 2, 3, 4, what I would do is kind of like, just go up the frets. Trying to play 30-second notes between only hearing one beat. So, same thing with the other ones. 1, 2, 4, 2. Like. Or you can do something like when you go up a fret, you can go. Reverse it, like starting on the 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2. Instead of going like that, just switch it up. Which would. Is this metronome buzzing or is it my earphone? I don't know. Do you hear a buzzing? It's probably your earphone because it sounds clean on my end, but you never know. All right. So do you have any questions about this stuff, this cool stuff to build up speed? Any questions about that? Questions, comments, concerns, gripes? Yeah, so it really is a great exercise, and you can speed it up. So what I'll do is I'll just pick it up a little bit. I'll go from 60 to 70. Let's try that. Just to pick it up. Keep it simpler. Just a little bit faster. You don't want to go crazy. So do the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this really helps with accuracy and alternate picking. Hopefully it's not still buzzing. It's not too annoying. So actually, you know what? I have a little bonus trick here. Here's the thing that Yngwie Malmsteen does a lot. And you can do it probably with the same metronome. Instead of playing 4, he'll play like 6 on one string. Kind of like this. Like a, what would it be? Like a, maybe like, so you hear that? It's like a 6 notes between the quarter note. And you can go up the scale doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flight of the Bumblebee? Kind of, sort of. So the really cool thing about that, I like about that, is that you could really kind of, you know, really sound fast when it's really pretty easy. You know, what do you consider the fastest song to play on the guitar? Fastest song to play? I don't know. I mean, Yngwie Malmsteen has plenty of fast solos and anything that he plays. Eddie Van Halen, Eruption is probably one of the fastest things I've ever heard in my life. You know, I've covered that. I did a video on that a little while back. That was probably one of the fastest things. I think one of the hardest solos I ever learned that I think I might have finger issues to this day is in Rock You Like a Hurricane by Matthias Jabs from the Scorpions. And man, that was really, just learning that was very tough. There's so much fast stuff out in the world. It's really not just about, I mean, when I first started playing, I wanted to be the fastest guitar player in the world. And so I woodshedded for years as a kid, and and eventually get to a point where it's like, it's really not as important anymore. It's more about just, creating great solos in a song. And if it calls for something fast, then it's cool to have that. But fast is nothing without being slow as well. So, it's a balance between phrasing, playing slow, playing fast, building up to something fast, starting off with fast and then breaking into something slow. It's a nice combination to have both. But, just playing fast for the sake of playing fast, it gets old after a while. Not even after a while, very quickly. And I do like to have my action low on the guitar. I do have to have it low. And I didn't like it buzzing. So I'd kind of have it as low as I could without it buzzing. But I learned that it's actually your intonation's a lot better when the strings are lower, less distance to push against the frets, and most of the time, more time you push against it, you tend to bend the strings, and your intonation would be out. Yeah. So low is good, unless unless the notes are just dying. You bend the note and it goes, think, you know. It's not really dying out. So, hopefully you're enjoying this video, going a little crazy. I want to thank Henry again for the idea. Henry Guitar for the excellent idea here. Here he is again. Henry Guitar. Good exercise for speed. And the cool thing about this other one, the sixth note, this bonus one, is that you can go, like say, like, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let me slow this down a little bit, just to make it a little bit more understandable. This is a really cool one here. If my eyes were better. So go back to 60. So, check it out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alternate picking. Right, look at. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you can go 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1. But actually, I'm spread out, so I'm not on the frets. I'm just looking with my finger. So you have. And you go up the scale that way too. Like. Like that. Listen. That's just crazy. Yeah. So you have the. Then you have 3, 2, 1. So So that's a really, really cool exercise right there too. So the Ingve does that a lot where, you know. Nope, not like that. All right, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me here today on a Sunday, learning how to articulate and really work on our speed and precision. So what brand of string gauge? These are D'Addario 10 gauge. That's what I've been using forever. And do I break strings? Actually, yeah, not so often. But I was at a gig on July 4th. It was in Ripley, West Virginia, with the Huey Lewis and the News tribute band called Power of Love. And after maybe it was the third song, it just bang, string broke, and it was uncommon. But usually like in the hot weather when it's real humid out, that's when I tend to break more strings. And so that was unfortunate. But luckily I had a backup guitar. The other guitar player, Dave, who brought out a couple extra guitars, which I'm very grateful for. I had a nice Sir Strat, a yellow Sir with a maple neck, beautiful guitar, sitting there waiting for me. And so luckily I had that, while our roadie, Johnny on the spot, was able to switch the string for me real quick on the Les Paul Gold Top. So I love the Sir so much that I just wound up playing that for the rest of the show. And I was like, why not? Just play that. Use the Sir. And so Scott, you're using XL 110s? Yeah, I guess that's what they call them, right? For the D'Addarios? The XL 110s? Yeah. Been using them forever. 10 gauge, 10 to 46. That's just like standard, right? Standard light gauge, regular light gauge. And they feel good. I mean, obviously I started with 9s, before I knew anything about anything. And a lot of people still use 9s. Should probably break a string now. And as usual, I'll just mention this, that to pay the bills, I do have a guitar course called the Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. Those of you who hang out with me every Sunday know about this, and are probably like, oh, I'm so sick of telling me about my course. But it is a cool course, and I work very hard on it. And there's fretboard memorization, where you can quickly learn all the notes everywhere, like E, 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 A, everywhere. E flat, 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 everywhere. Circle of fifths, where you learn chords in every key. Key signatures, and then the blues. So I go through all that in this course. So check it out. Put a link in the description if you're interested in that. It's like 6 videos, great information in there, and I would appreciate that. So do I change strings before a gig? Or before we touch? It's really depends. I change the strings, number one, because it gives you a lot of life, and they're very bright compared to some older strings. But the number one reason I change them, usually before shows, because they're less likely to break. So, otherwise it's such a pain in the butt changing strings, really. If I'm recording, yeah, I'll put on new strings because you want to get the best of the sound of the guitar, with new strings. But like I said, it's a pain in the butt changing strings a lot. But I do it primarily because you're less likely to break a string, like I did a few nights ago. But if it's humid and hot and you're playing really hard, it's probably gonna break anyway. But a lot of times when you're breaking strings, has nothing to do with you. You know, it's sometimes you may have issues with the guitar. I've had in the years past like a burr, a metal burr that builds up on the bridge in an awkward place, and when the strings hit that burr, it's like a metal burr. It's just going to snap right there. So they have to file that away, or it might be something with the nut. Might be grabbing it, pinching it in a weird way. So there's a few different reasons why you could be breaking strings, you know. But I think the most, for the most part, it's due to just them being old or the weather, you know. So, yeah. But definitely love a fresh set of strings, especially for the sound. Get a bright strings. Now, my bass, that's another story. I don't change them as much. I know bass players that change every show. As a matter of fact, a lot of bass players will change their strings after sound check and then after a show. That's crazy, isn't it? Especially since they're so expensive, bass strings. Do you think that big brands like Gibson and Fender today are overrated? As far as guitars go, or strings, like Gibson and Fender are overrated today. No, I don't think they're overrated. I think if it is what it is. You know, they can get the money for them, so that's what they charge for them. You don't have to buy a Gibson or a Fender. I happen to have a couple of them, but I like them because, you know, I've had this a long time. This SG. There's a certain sound that it has that all guitars don't have. Same thing with the Les Paul. It's very unique. The Strats are very unique. There are other guitars that you can get to sound just like them, you know, that are much cheaper. And I would say if you don't care about having a Gibson or a Fender, okay, buy anything, you know, because it's really the whole idea is to make music with it. And if you can buy a guitar that's like this, but half the price of it, then go ahead. You know, it's just people are paying for the logo. Just like a pair of sneakers, you know, people pay for that swoosh up there. But as far as guitars go, there's so many, you know, like local guitar people that just make their own guitars that are probably better as well than these. So I think they are overrated, Fender and Gibson. Definitely, you know. Anything that's that expensive. It's just a guitar, you know. And it really has, I think it's 90% the person, you know, 95% in your own hands. Like I'm going to sound exactly the same on this than I do on any other guitar, really. You're going to put me on a guitar that's an SG clone, and I'm going to sound basically the same. You know, it may have better parts. It may hold up better live. In the long run, you might have better, you know, machine heads on it. The quality, it may stay in tune better. You know, it's a lot of things like that differentiate a well-built instrument as opposed to a, you know, a not well-built instruments. But you know, but if a local guy's building a guitar and it's built well, it's really all there is to it. Man, I bought a Firefly, and it looks good. Pickups, and it plays good. That's my Les Paul Standard. I bought a Firefly and put good pickups in it. Yeah, that seems to be what a lot of people do. Buy a cheaper guitar and put good pickups in it. That makes a difference. Definitely. A Firefly, I've heard of those. The Fireflies. Instrument. What is that? Oh, I think I was thinking of the Parker guitar. Firefly. Interesting. Does it fly around and like light up in the nighttime? There's a lightning bug. And each string when you're tremolo picking, because it's a different gauge string and the tension's different, it's definitely harder. Like on the fat E string, because it's flimsier. It's a lot harder than the E string, the high E string. And also when you go up, it's less tension. Yeah. You bought it because they had good reviews for the price. Excellent. Have to check that out. Firefly. I'm going to look those up. Fireflies. It's awesome if you can get a good guitar for the price, you know. I guess I had it in my head for when I started, I guess, collecting guitars. I don't really collect them, but they're like tools, you know. Certain sounds that I need for certain gigs, and the look. So it's the look and the sound. But you know, I like the idea that good guitars, like the Gibsons and the Fenders, they don't lose their value in the future. Like you could spend, you know, $2,000 on a guitar and a Gibson, and chances are it's gonna probably increase in value over the years, as opposed to some other guitars where you buy them and they're not, because people really aren't interested as much in them. People are just really interested in Gibsons and Fenders, so you could always get your money back or more on them. Whereas maybe if I came out with my own guitar, like the Cherry guitar, what am I talking about? People would just go crazy over that guitar. It would triple in value overnight. Or if it was a guitar like, you know, like pick guitar. You know, people are like, what is that, a pick guitar? I don't want that. It could be the best guitar in the world, but people don't know about it. So it's probably going to lose some of the money right off the bat. But that's really just money. You know, really what it comes down to is, does it play good? Do you have a good time making music with it? You know, but if you're thinking about resale value, I could see that's how, you know, that's kind of like what I think about when I'm buying a guitar. So how's it going to hold up in the long run? Will I be able to retire with $1 million from my guitar collection? That is the question. I collect 15 and counting. Yep, it's an affliction. 15 and counting. So you have gas, basically, right? The guitar acquisition syndrome, or is that gear acquisition syndrome? My man David, Guitar Gavel, knows all about that. And you have 21. Scott has 21. And so I have like 13 guitars, by the way, since you're counting. I think it's just 9 guitars, and I know I have 3 basses, so it's 10 guitars. You know, one day I'll just line them all up, and we'll kind of go through all of them. How's that sound? You want to do that? One of these lives, we'll just get all the guitars out, and we'll just kind of mess around with them. I think that would be fun. All right, so we're going over a little bit long today for this picking. So hopefully you enjoyed this lesson here on speed picking, where I showed what I call the best exercise for speed and precision picking. Really is. I mean, there's lots of exercises out there, but what other exercises really cover everything right here? You know, your alternate picking. You're going through the metronome, so you're really listening for clarity. You're not choking in the note. You're working on different intervals here with your fingers, whereas 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 3, 4, 3. You know, you're learning how to skip strings while alternate picking, which is tricky. You're gonna, inside these exercises, there are so many things that you're going to be playing, you know, in solos. You know, so it's not for nothing. A lot of these fingerings you're actually using in scales. Like right here in this major scale right here. Look, I'm doing this 4, 2, 1 right here. 4, 2, 1. Here I'm doing a 4-3-1-3. 4-3-1-3. 4-2-1-2. 4-2-1-2. So I'm doing the major scale. So it's not for nil, not for nothing. Double neck, yeah, imagine that. Double neck SG. Isn't that what Jimmy Page used in Stairway? Stairway, dude. You can't play that because there's a sign that says no stairway. All right. Well, thanks guys for hanging out with me here today. We went over and we did talked about some extra stuff here. That's all cool. That's what I love to do. Send Jerry your email and I'll get it from him. Let's do it. You know, it's info@JerryCherry. Ritesh, why are YouTube musicians getting very less viewing on their videos? Why are YouTube musicians getting very less viewing on their videos? I don't know. Maybe people aren't interested in it. Put out something interesting and people will watch. You know, the algorithm is like the people, the audience, algorithm audience. Got to find them. So share this video with your friends. Tell your friends about Jerry Cherry Band if they're aspiring guitar players. They just want to talk about gear or whatever. My wives, I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. And thank you, Paul. All right. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me here today. It's been a crazy weekend so far, but it's a beautiful day Sunday. Hopefully it is beautiful where you are. Enjoy the weather if you can. Enjoy your time. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday at 12 o'clock. Any ideas about anything you'd like me to cover, let me know right here, right now, or in the comment section, or email me at info@JerryCherry. And that'll be cool. Oh, that's so cool, Scott. Only one Jerry Cherry. That's right. There's only one Scott Olson, too. Never forget that. All right. Thank you, Ozman. Thank you, Ritesh. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Paul. All you guys are so cool for hanging out with me, spending some time on Sunday with me. I'd appreciate that. That is really, really cool of you guys. And so enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And remember, be cool, especially when it's hot. Be kind from the hearts. Play from the heart. And be cherry. I'll see you next time. Love you guys. If you want to see some more videos about similar topics, they're right up there. All right. Catch you later. Peace.